I want to ask you about The Rock. I read somewhere.
Hold on, I'll call him real quick.
Yeah,
and
do it.
we'll get the
Do it.
answer. Yeah.
Yeah. I read somewhere, it might have been in the UK Metro, that his net worth was being reported at over 200 million US dollars, right? And he's got his tequila, and obviously his goal is to sell that company. Anybody that I'm sure people understand business, that's his goal, is he wants to build it and sell it and get hundreds of millions of dollars for it. Vince McMahon, last I looked, is worth like 1.6 billion. Last I looked, The Rock now has like 200 million social media followers. Do you think at some point, eventually, Rock's net worth might actually combat Vince's? Eventually? Because that guy, he's like Midas. Like everything he touches turns to gold, it seems.
I don't think so.
No?
No.
Could get 500. He might get 500 mil for that tequila. Ryan Reynolds got like 300 for the gin.
Good for Ryan Reynolds.
Well, he didn't own the whole thing. Ryan Reynolds had bought in. Like it had previous ownership and he bought in. But Ryan Reynolds has his own marketing company. In case people aren't familiar, he's got a marketing company. And Ryan Reynolds is smart. He's not an idiot. And so he uses his own brand in order to promote the shit that he owns through his marketing company. And it's freaking awesome. And so he did the one with the guy from Virgin. What's the guy's name from Virgin?
I know who you're talking about.
Branson?
Branson, yeah.
Did you see the thing Ryan Reynolds did with Branson?
Yes.
When Jin was going to be on the Virgin flights, and Ryan Reynolds was like, I'm here to announce my new partner, Richard Branson. Branson's like, okay, you're not my partner. We're just going to be selling your gin on our planes. He's like, anyway, yeah, I'm here with my partner, Richard Branson. Like, he's really good, you know?
Yeah.
And
I think he's like the funniest actor in
He
Hollywood
is, and he needs to embrace the comedy and forget about the action stuff because comedy is where he's good. God.
Have you ever seen the movie Buried?
No.
It was him, like the whole movie is him overseas, like in a war zone, and he was a truck driver, and he got buried in a box, like a foot or two underground with a cell phone. Basically, they were using him for ransom. And I remember, I can't remember what late night show it was on, but he brought a clipping from a newspaper review out, and it was from years before, and it said Ryan Reynolds couldn't act his way out of a box, and he said, come to the theater and find out.
Really?
And I thought that was the funniest thing.
Was he doing comedy in that movie?
No, not at all.
No, I was going to say.
It's a lot like Jim Carrey, where even if he's promoting a serious movie, he's going to be funny in promoting it. I think it's great. Also, he can do that Deadpool role until he's 60 if he wants.
Did you hear about how we got Rick Moranis out of retirement?
No.
So I'm sorry, I'm a fan of Ryan Reynolds, and so I could talk about him for a while. I think he's hilarious.
Me too. We'll do a Ryan Reynolds podcast.
I think he's very talented as a comedy actor. I really wish he would just embrace it. And like you said, if he can do Deadpool where you can use some of the physicality too, that's fine. With all due respect to him, he's not intimidating. Even though I know he's a big guy and everything, he's not intimidating. He's funny. So he's got a mobile brand called Mint Mobile. And I think it's only in the US right now. I heard he's trying to get it into Canada. And he wanted to do a viral video, essentially commercial for Mint Mobile, just like he did for the gin. And he was trying to come up with ways that it would get viral attention. So he reached out to Rick Moranis. And if anybody doesn't know Rick Moranis from Ghostbusters and stuff, Rick Moranis has been retired for like 20 years because his wife passed from cancer. And he wanted to retire and raise his kids actually here in Toronto. Rick Moranis spent the last 20 years living in Toronto. So Ryan Reynolds reaches out to Rick Moranis because stories had come out saying that Moranis was ready to come out of retirement because the kids are grown now.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds reaches out to him about, hey, I want to do this thing for this mobile company. He thinks he's got no shot because Moranis is very picky. Like, he doesn't need the money. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And Ryan Reynolds thinks he's got no shot. And Rick Moranis reads the pitch, and he's like, all right, I'll do it. And Reynolds was just floored. And all they did, you can find it on the internet, is Ryan Reynolds, he just comes out as Rick Moranis. And he's like, what do you want me to do? You just want me to look here and, hey, Mint Mobile. And that was the spot.
Yeah.
So.
And who doesn't love Rick Moranis? Yeah, I actually, that clip popped up in my recommended videos a while back. I saw that, and that's very cool. Also, to speak to your point about him being a comedic actor, even in Amityville Horror, my favorite line was, "Since when did you get so fucking stupid?"
I'm a big
Classic.
fan of Waiting. Waiting is an awesome movie.
Okay,
Love that movie.
We watched that last week, and there's a lot of it that does not hold up. It's very funny, but there's a
Yes.
lot that doesn't hold up.
Like, give me an example. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Just watch it again.
Oh, really?
And you will watch it, and you'll go, "Oh, they said that. Oh, they said that. Okay, they said that."
Have you ever seen any of the outtakes?
Oh, of course. Andy Milonakis' rapping holds up very well.
See, I haven't seen it in a while, so I have to go back and watch.
I'm telling you, we rewatch it. We watched it literally 2 weeks ago, and yeah.
Did you see the outtake with that? Who's that famous Hispanic actor that's in it? He plays one of the chefs.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget his name. So he's like a very like well-known, respected actor. He's got a massive resume.
Luis Guzman.
Yes, Luis Guzman. Yeah, he's got a phenomenal resume. He's done all kinds of shit. So they did this thing. There was a scene where they were in the bathroom, and all of the actors were gathered because in the scene, one of the guys has a problem urinating in a urinal.
Yeah,
because he's got like a mental block. So he's having a dream where his coworkers are all cheering him on.
Cheering him on.
Yeah. So there is an outtake
Fucking
where
piss, man.
yeah. There was an outtake where Guzman told the director when everybody's gathered in the bathroom, he told the director, "This is stupid. I'm not doing it." And the directors, because Guzman again was very well respected, and they felt very lucky to get him for the role, and they're kind of politely pleading with him, and it almost be like somebody in WWE pleading with Dwayne Johnson to do something. It's almost like that. So they're like, "Mr. Guzman, I mean, please, you saw this in the script. I mean, you only have one line. It's like, this is fucking stupid. I'm not doing it." And all the other actors who aren't in on it, they're all standing here like this, and no one wants to say anything. And it turned out he was just fucking with them.
I mean, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
He was just messing with them.
I remember that guy in Dumb and Dumber 2.
Like, yeah, no. He had no problem with it. He was just messing with them. And they bought a hook, line, and sinker, yeah.
Queen Hannah says, a big thing for Ryan Reynolds is his facial expressions. He can say nothing and crack me up with just his face.
He's really good.
He's great.
Yes,
and quite frankly, our viewership has increased significantly during the show since we talked about Ryan Reynolds.
Good. We're going to take this clip and we're going to tweet it out to him and see if he'll say anything. You know, another good Ryan Reynolds movie, Just Friends. I've seen it many times.
We got a super
Love
chat.
that movie.
Ryan Reynolds in Just Friends has the best end credits.
Great.
Ryan in a fat suit singing Boys to Men. We actually just added that to our annual, like, Christmas movie watch list. Like,
really?
I pulled Office Christmas Party from it.
Yeah.
I love Jason Bateman, but I had to pull that one, too corny, and we added Just Friends.
Great movie.
Also, Chris Klein as Dusty Dinkelman was hilarious in that movie.
He's okay, but I'm not a huge Chris Klein fan. You know who I liked in that movie?
Who?
Anna Faris was great in that movie.
I didn't.
You didn't like Anna Faris in that movie?
I think she plays the same role in every movie.
I don't think so. I thought she was funny in that movie. I liked her in that movie. I thought she was good. You're not thinking about the other girl, are you?
No, Amy Smart. I know who she is.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we watched Road Trip again last week.
Oh yeah,
Amy Smart
yeah.
And here's the funny thing: we were expecting Tom Green's humor to not hold up, and it definitely still held up. It was definitely.
He's okay. I'm
telling you, rewatch it. It's so like out of left field that it works.
So I should tell you. So I went to university in Ottawa, Canada. And Tom Green is from Ottawa, Canada, and he got his start on community TV locally. When I was going to school, he was doing his local television show at that time.
Yeah.
And so we used to sit around in the dorm or whatever, and you'd flip it on. It was just like community television. And even back then, I thought, this guy's stupid. You know? And then he went on. He was like a podcast pioneer. Tom Green was like one of the first guys to ever do the podcasting. You know? I think he might have been pre-Rogen even. Like, he was one of the first guys to do it.
We can end this show on this. One of my favorite lines on TV ever. Are you familiar with the Bum Bum song?
No. Is that Tom Green?
That was Tom Green.
No.
And he got it to #1 on TRL. And it was just about him putting his ass on things. And one of the lines was, "My bum is on the cheese. My bum is on the cheese. If I get lucky, I'll get a disease." And he did a cancer special that highlighted him getting testicular cancer and him educating MTV viewers about testicular cancer and to get checked. And they played that clip to intro it, and he goes, "Well, I got lucky. And yeah, that was actually a very educational show. I really enjoyed it. And Dante V ends us by saying Anna Faris and Scary Movie classic.
I haven't
Overrated.
seen it in too long. I haven't seen that in too
How
long.
did we just jump to 1,269 current viewers?
They
This
want
is
to.
serious.
I think you and I might need to do a podcast about this stuff. I will say one Tom Green thing, and I'm not a massive Tom Green fan. Stealing Harvard is a good movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, Jimmy. We're not doing the list goes on right now. I'm making a decision right now. We legitimately have 1,400 live viewers right now.
They
and
want
I
to. They
don't-
want to talk about Ryan Reynolds and Tom Green. That's what they want us to talk about.
I don't know why it's climbing. I don't have any answer, but we're gonna ride this wave. And
Really?
we're
Oh,
gonna
I
see-
can't. I can't do this too long. I got stuff to do. But if you haven't seen Stealing Harvard, that's the one movie where Tom Green is great in that movie. He's really good in that movie.
So, I actually watched that last year as well.
That was a good one. Remember when they were there? So if you've never seen this movie, so the one guy he promises his niece that he's going to pay for her to go to Harvard, thinking she's never going to get in, right?
Yeah.
He's thinking she's never getting in. Then she gets in. So now she wants a tuition and he's screwed. So they're coming up with ways to get the money. And one idea they had was let's rob this convenience store and get the money. Well, Tom Green's his friend, so Tom Green's going to do it with him.
Of course.
They put on masks, and now they kind of got to come up with fake names because they don't want to use their real name. So Tom Green wants to use the name of a guy who I guess he went to summer camp with this guy, and this guy got like 2 girls pregnant.
Yes.
So in Tom Green's mind, that makes him a legend. So he wants to use his name. But when they go in, the kid behind the counter's got a shotgun that they didn't expect. Stealing Harvard's a good movie. Got to check it out.
We've got people in the chat pointing out my shirt. Did you notice my shirt, Jimmy?
I noticed it was backwards because you flip your shot. Vanilla Ice. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it's a Vanilla Ice Ninja Turtles shirt. As we creep up over 1,700 viewers, Jimmy.
There's so many obscure comedies that I could recommend to people that are really good. What's the one with Jonah Hill where they create their own school?
Oh, Accepted.
Accepted.
Yeah, that one's
That's
not as
a-
obscure.
Is it
Although
not? I thought it was an obscure
part-
movie.
No, it was widely released. And I'm just sitting there wondering, have they not heard of community college?
yeah.
What happened here?
The mascot was called the Shit Sandwiches.
Yeah. That was a very good one. I enjoyed that one.
That was one of Jonah Hill's first movies, I think. As far as being a lead.
Do you know what his first was?
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes.
I remember.
exactly.
I remember. He congratulated Steve Carell for getting the date. Yes. I love
That-
40-Year-Old Virgin.
And he was buying those shoes.
Yes.
But that movie, like, God, it didn't launch a ton of people, but it had so many people that you don't even realize. Like Elizabeth Banks before she was in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah,
Yep.
of course. Kevin Hart was in that movie.
That's
in a bit
right.
part
That's
in-
right.
in
That's
there.
right.
That was
Who was the other guy? The black guy with the shaved head. Who was that guy?
Romany Malco. He was so funny.
He
in that.
was amazing in that movie. And the only other thing I saw him in was the Mike Myers one that was really stupid. The Guru, Love Guru.
Yes, I thought he was so funny, and
He
just
was
didn't-
great in that. How come he couldn't translate that into a bunch of comedy?
I don't know. I know he's doing A Million Little Things, which is a TV show on ABC now, and Mad Dogs. But here's a funny one. There was a guy. It was, it was one of the fellas that would argue, the 2 Indian fellas in
Yes, the old one or the young one?
the young one. Did you hear what happened?
No.
He tried to murder his girlfriend or his wife. He's in prison.
What?
Bro.
Really?
He's in prison, bro.
Really?
Big time.
The old
Also-
guy was hilarious with the sexual profanity. He was awesome.
Oh my God.
It was great.
amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Also, Mindy Kaling was in that movie. And how about this
That's right.
one? Stormy Daniels was in that movie.
Was she one of the porn stars in his dream?
Yes.
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Oh, that movie's. Diamond Dallas Page's ex-wife Kimberly was in that movie.
Kimberly was in there. Yep.
That's
as
right.
a speed dater. I
That's
remember
right.
that.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you
That's a good
ever
movie.
notice Seth Rogen's cameo in Anchorman?
The first Anchorman?
Yes. He was filming the cat fashion show.
Oh yes. Yeah, he's the cameraman. Yeah.
And he was like, this is such good shit.
Yes. You remember I told you about The Boys, the show on Amazon?
I'm gonna start watching that like this weekend.
So Rogen is one of the producers, and because he's one of the producers, there have been a few episodes where he plays himself getting interviewed.
Yeah.
So check out The Boys.
I actually watched a video recently. Okay. To wrap us up here, because numbers are finally declining.
Yeah, and I got stuff to do. I'm sorry, people, but I do.
To me, the most underrated comedy of maybe the last 13, 14 years is one that I thought was going to suck. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I have not seen that.
It is worth you watching, especially if you ever watched Walk the Line, because it's enough parody. Like, it's like Dewey Cox and his brother are walking around. And I mean, you know how those movies like Walk the Line are. It's like all based on tragedy and terrible stuff. Him and his brother are walking around. His brother goes, "Ain't nothing terrible going to happen today, Dewey. It's a beautiful day." And then one gets cut in half by a machete. It's amazing.
Awesome.
So no list goes on today, as we stayed a little extra for today because we had crazy viewership coming in. Fightful.com. FightfulSelect.com. I got a Q&A dropping Thursday with over an hour worth of what?
So one of the super chats at the start of the show asked about Joey Ryan. And so out of respect, we should answer that. I think nothing's going to come out of the lawsuits. I think it's a desperation move because I think he knows his wrestling career is done. And it's a desperation move on his part because with all due respect to Joey Ryan, he's probably not in a very good situation. But there is zero chance that he is going to get $10 million from anybody. It's a frivolous suit. And along those same lines, I will say this. Sean and I spoke off the air about Candy Cartwright's lawsuit. And when the lawsuit first came out, Sean sent it to me, like just to look at the actual documents. And the first thing I said to Sean was she hired an ambulance chaser. So she hired a personal injury lawyer. And the reason that you hire a lawyer like that is because they work on a contingency basis. What that means is you don't have to pay them up front. Whatever they collect in a settlement, they usually get a high percentage, like 40%. But you don't pay them up front, and that's why people like Candy Cartwright, with all due respect to her, hire that type of a lawyer.
Sure.
She has 0% chance of getting a settlement out of WWE using an ambulance chaser, 0% chance, and he is doing it because he looks at it as potential payday. No chance.
Last super chat. Dante V says, Ryan Reynolds in The Voices, where he's the main character and does the voices, the dog and cat. Amazing. I need to check that out.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Slap a thumbs up, guys. Subscribe. Tap that bell for notifications. We have tons of interviews, tons of news, and we have the Wednesday Night War podcast tonight. Thank you, guys. Until next time, we're out.
Subscribe to Fightful on YouTube for the latest exclusive podcasts, interviews, and news across boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling.